person to become my 5,000 sub will be shamelessly plugged into my next video. So do it right now, or even click the annotation on the screen. And you know you want to, just do it anyways. What's up, guys? CRimZ here. Got here battle. You see my team now. Now you don't, because that's what I do. Anyways, got here battle is 3rdGen battle versus Jared in 3rdGen OU, as you can obviously see, since it's all pixely and 3rdGen-y. So yeah. Anyways, so I lead off with the Regis, he leaves with Jolteon. I'm like, yo, bro, you're gonna sub or you're gonna switch out or something. Either way, I'm just gonna Ice Beam. Gonna break the sub, and we're back to how we were at the very beginning of the game, except you have less HP, which is always good for me. So, you know, there's that. He's probably gonna switch out, but I'm like, bro, really don't care. I'm just gonna Ice Beam again. Hey, maybe I can get a Freeze Hex, and I lol in your face. But, you know, he just switches out, goes into Snorlax. Snorlax is like, yo, bro, I'm fat, I got a lot of HP, and I have thick fat, except I see how much Ice Beam, how much damage this Ice Beam does, and I'm like, that didn't do that much damage. Or it did more than I thought. And I was like, that's weird. And then I don't see an item, so my brain does what my brain does and thinks random shit that's incorrect. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna go for a Thunderbolt, because if Ice Beam did that much, well, if, you know, thick fat and all that, Thunderbolt should do a little bit more. But it doesn't, so I just didn't even think of the possibility, hey, he might just not have thick fat and have immunity, because Jared is a, I don't know, Jared, you're weird, you're a hipster, that's the word. But either way, he goes for the Body Slam, doesn't really do that much, it does like a third-ish, and I'm like, well, that's cool. And I just switch out to my Skarmory. Seeing that he doesn't have leftovers, I'm thinking he's probably Chesterberry. I mean, Choice Band was in, you know, my mind, but I was like, that Body Slam didn't do anything at all. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I pretty good switch because, you know, he's using Body Slam. He probably doesn't have anything for the Skarmory. And I'm just gonna go for the Roar because he's gonna switch, then I'm going to Roar, and then I'm gonna scout out his team, and it's always good for me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. So, at this point, I roar him back into Snorlax, which is great, I guess. But, yeah. And I'm just gonna go for the spikes. Maybe he'll do something stupid like stay in and Body Slam again, which is exactly what he does. And I'm like, well, that's great. I got the spikes, and spikes are always good. Not gonna lie. So, I guess I don't know. I choose to roar this time. He goes for the Body Slam, and yeah, I get paralyzed, and with the whole negative priority thing, I go second, and then I get para-haxed, and I'm like, bro, I love para-hacks, but not when it's on me. That is pretty bad. But I decided to go for the spikes this turn because I'm like, more spikes, and yeah, spikes. I mean, spikes are good. It's not as broken as Stealth Rocks that make Pokemon like Charizard cry and have nightmares. But it's still a very good entry hazard, and it likes, I don't know, it's just good. So, he goes into Flygon. I'm like, well, Flygon probably has the Fire Blast, so let's just go into my Swampert because I'm Water type and bulky as fuck. So, he doesn't go for Fire Blast, he goes for Rock Slide, which makes me think maybe he doesn't have Fire Blast, but that is probably incorrect. He just probably predicted my switch or something. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, so, I'm just gonna go for Curse because I'm a Swampert, and Swampert can curse. So, yeah. He just screams random gibberish that is probably bleeped on TV. Anyways, I go for the Curse. He switches out into Suicune. Suicune takes the sports damage, and at this point I'm thinking, well, Swampert versus Suicune, you know, Suicune usually wins that, but I do have the Curse already, so I'm like, why not just go for the Earthquake, see how much damage it does. I check my stats, because I'm like, I want to check my stats, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and then he goes for Hidden Power Grass, and I'm like, oh fuck, he has Hidden Power Grass. But it doesn't really do much. I mean, well, obviously it did a lot, but I mean, it did like half, and I'm like, okay, it only did half. That's strange. But, I mean, I guess I just assumed it would have done a lot more, but, yeah. But seeing that he had HP Grass, I'm like, well, yeah, HP Grass is weird. You know, so I was thinking, well, does he not have Ice Beam or Roar or whatever? So I just decided to go into my Regice because, you know, whatever it has, I could probably just beat it with Regice. Then I see Hydro Pump and I'm like, oh fuck, again. And, I mean, either way, it probably wouldn't have done much to Regice, but it shows me that he's probably offensive, or he's bulky and just likes running Hydro Pump and Hidden Power Grass randomly. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, so he decides to switch, goes into Snorlax, because he's like, yo, Regice loses to Snorlax, so I'm just going to go for the T-Bolt. T-Bolt, you know, it does less than Spike's damage, which is pretty pitiful, but nonetheless, it's a damage. So, yeah, there's that. So I'm thinking, well, Snorlax can't do anything to Skarmory, so I'm just going to go into Skarmory. And then he just randomly blows up. I mean, could you imagine a Snorlax blowing up? Just like pieces of Snorlax flinging everywhere. And then to boot, like, look how much fucking damage that did. I almost died. That did like, I don't know how much HP I had, but I think I had like 300 something. And I'm like, mind blown. That did way too much damage. So, yeah, self-destruct Earth, good idea, Gen 5. Anyways, he goes into Medicham. I'm like, well, this thing's paralyzed and fucking fuck. So I just decided to fodder it, and that's what I do. He goes for the Brick Break. I mean, I didn't want to predict incorrectly, like go into Ments and then he Rock Slides, because that would suck ass. So I decided to just fodder and then go into Ments right now. Now, seeing his team that I've seen so far, he has a Flygon, a Jolteon, a half-dead Suicune, and this thing. And I'm like, well, Dragon Claw's gonna probably KO anything you send in, so I'm just gonna go for that. And he decides to go into Flygon and commit suicide or something. I don't know. But, yeah, Flygon is dead. Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, it was probably a good prediction. Because, you know, or not a prediction, but a good switch in because Ments usually doesn't have special moves like Dragon Claw. But, mine does. So, that's great. Anyways, so he goes into Jolteon. Jolteon's like, bro, I'm fast. I have the HP Ice. I threaten you. So, I'm going to switch out, go into Regice again as he goes for the sub. And he's like, ha, I predicted you. And I'm all like sad face and stuff, so I'm like, yeah. So anyways, I kind of predict him to either A, well, I know he's going to Baton Pass, but either A, he's going to go into Medicham and be like, bro, I get free sub, no matter what you do, I'm just going to attack you. So, yeah, there's that. Or he's going to go into Suicune predicting my Ice Beam, and then the sub still is a sub, and yeah, that would suck. So that's why I went for T-Bolt. Either way, it breaks the sub when he goes into Medicham, and now I'm back in, you know, this situation where this thing's gonna fuck me somehow. But I do know that, hey, I have Ments, and Regice is still weak to Rock, so I predict Rock Slide, go into Mr. Swampert, and he goes for the Rock Slide, which was great. So, yeah, go me, and stuff. And yeah, that's that. So, I go for the Earthquake because I'm like, hey, Earthquake does something to all your team. Yeah. And he goes into Aerodactyl, and I'm like, okay, so I know your entire team. I really wish I had Agiligros because at this point I could just go into that thing, Agility, and fuck your entire team. But I don't. I have Choice Band Metagross. So I'm just gonna rest because, hey, your Medichamps is still a threat, and you have all this other shit that could quite potentially kill me. So I'm just gonna go for that. And yeah, nothing much else to say. So, but I am asleep, which kind of does suck. So that means he could go for a free Calm Mind now. Yeah, so I just decided to go into Celebi, and Celebi's like, bro, I have grass stuff. And I saw Hydro Pump, Calm Mind, HP Grass. Hopefully you're bulky and have Rest or Roar, but he doesn't. He's 3 attacks, and I'm gonna literally eat an Ice Beam and not like it because it's an Ice Beam. But I decided to just go for Leech Seed. I was like, Heal Bell or Leech Seed. I decided to go for Leech Seed because I can be like, okay, you might not have Ice Beam, but most likely you do. If you do go for the Ice Beam, I get the Leech Seed up, and then I can switch my ass out to Regice, forcing you to switch out, which then makes it so that I hurt you. And yeah, so that's what I pretty much do. So, and if he doesn't decide to, you know, switch out, I can just go for the Psych Up, take his Calm Minds, and yeah. That's that. So, he does go for the Ice Beam again, obviously it doesn't do anything, and Leftovers, and Leech Seed, and more Leftovers, all these after turn effects that are lovely. All we are missing is Sandstorm hitting both of our Pokemon, but you know, that's not here, so yeah. And Toxic, we were missing Toxic, and Curse, all those after turn effects. But anyways, he switches out, goes into Jolteon, and I'm like, well, I mean, sure, you get the Volt Absorb, but you lose it by getting hurt by spikes. So, yeah. Who's that? So, yeah. Substitute. I mean, I'm just like Ice Beam. I mean, what else am I supposed to say at this point? I mean, it's you watch the screen, you see me use it. I don't know what else to say because I'm thinking this makes sense. And yeah. Yeah. So, he switches out because he realizes, oh, I'm fucked. Goes into Suicune. Suicune takes, you know, an ass load of spikes. And I Ice Beam, which two-shots it at his range, so I'm just like, hey, Ice Beam. Ice Beam's gonna rape your face. And for more silence. Right now. Because it's obvious. Actually, he hits the Hydro Pump. I mean, look how much damage this does. Regice, you are a man, or a woman, or whatever you are. You're genderless. You are a genderless. And... fuck. Why are you people sub to me? Makes you think, how the fuck did I get 5k subs? Yeah. Yeah, have you seen my old videos? I only have, like, about 300. So, yeah, you should watch those. And show how much of a fail, or see how much of a fail I was at the very beginning. It was a long journey. So yeah, predict Brick Break because he's a Medicham. And, going immense, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. I mean, from this point forward, it's pretty much just me switch, attack, switch, attack, switch, attack, switch, attack, attack, switch, switch, attack. Because I'm just whittling down the rest of his team. He can't do anything. Oh my god. Ah, he can't do anything. Both of his last Pokemon are banded, apparently. So, yeah, I just switch into Metagross. Metagross is gonna explode on his face. Actually, no, I go into this thing. Don't know why I went into this thing. I could have just skipped this whole process, but I decided not to. And, yeah. But, he goes for Agent Power. I mean, can I just explain how bulky Celebi is? Celebi's bulky. You are bulky. But, yeah. His narration sucks. Seriously, can I ask you, why did you sub me? It was probably a bad choice to sub me. I am horrible at narrations. I'm good at the game. I mean, look at me. I'm destroying this guy. But, yeah. Oh, man. It's just because, like, to me, I feel like this makes sense. Why should I explain it? I mean, it's just basically like, he goes for Ancient Power. I go for Heal Bell. Why do I go for Heal Bell? To heal my pokes. It's like, you should, yeah. Anyways, Metagross comes in, and I'm like, alright, I don't want to Meteor Mash, because I don't want to miss. And that would suck if I miss. I don't want to Earthquake, because, well, he's an Aerodactyl. And I don't want to Rock Slide, because he could switch into Medicham. So I just decided, let's just explode, kill one of them, and then have either Swampert or Mens kill the last one, which is exactly what happened, so... there's that. Anyways. I need more sleep, man. I'm so tired. Anyways, that's pretty much the game. I mean, the last 2 turns is me going to Swampert and Ice Beaming him twice in the dome. And yeah, so apparently Jared deleted his channel. Don't know why. He's such a loser for doing that. But he does have another channel, which is Hoenn HQ, it's think of it this way. Think of it as like PMP, but for only 3rd gen. So if you like 3rd gen, go check it out and stuff. Link will be in the description. I'm not part of it. Probably won't be. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 times I'll upload there, but you know, I'm not uploading on my own channel as it is, so why the fuck would I upload on someone else's channel? But yeah, go check it out. There's a couple of good matches there. You know, maybe you'll understand 3rd gen meta more if you want to get into that shit, I suppose. Stuff. I mean, most of those battles, I mean, they're kind of competitive, but I wouldn't say they're the most competitive. And then there's like the random battle that is, and it's just like whatever. You like 3rd gen, check it out. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this shit. Blah blah blah. All the ending shit here. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's that.